What's up, everybody? It's me, Crazy Frankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my Week 2 4 key game picks. Before I get into my picks, a little bit of thoughts from Week 1, shall we? Obviously, the big story coming out of Week 1 was, of course, Peyton Manning. 7 touchdown passes. What can I say? I mean, this guy, he still got it. He still got it, and like I was saying to you guys earlier, I mean, his mission is to get to the Super Bowl again and try to win it. And the way he's playing right now, Peyton Manning is just playing to a whole nother level. I mean, he's still recuperating from the injury, from the neck injuries. But by the looks of it right now, I don't see there's any problem with him. As far as his brother Eli is concerned, I mean, wow, 3 interceptions he threw against the Cowboys. I mean, if you count all the turnovers, I mean, the Giants had 6 turnovers in that Sunday night game against the Cowboys. I mean, they just looked awful. They really looked awful. Other thoughts? Well, what can I say about Clay Matthews? He had a good game, and he tried to do what he said he was going to try to do, and that was stop the read option and stop Colin Kaepernick. He did sack him 3 times, but whew, did Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers, man, they burned the Packers in that game. I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, it seems to me like the Packers just tried everything. I mean, they kept on looking for the read option the entire game, but yet give Colin Kaepernick a lot of credit. He just flat out beat him with his arm. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. I don't know what else to say about Kaepernick. I mean, this guy is just an unbelievable athlete. And if I look at the 49ers offense, I don't know if anybody can stop them. How about the Eagles? The Eagles and Chip Kelly's offense. What can I say? They did a fantastic job against RG3 over RG3. I mean, they beat the Redskins. I mean, the Redskins almost came back and almost tried to take the lead, but really Philadelphia's defense was able to hold on to them. And I got to admit about Philadelphia's offense, I mean, give them a lot of credit. I mean, they really scored early, and they kept it that way the entire game. But I really got to say the Eagles, maybe their problem maybe now defensively, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, just wait and see. I mean, if you a question on the other side of RG3 and his health and all that, I don't know. Remember what I said, that if I was going to pick somebody to have a sophomore slump, it might be him. I don't know if RG3 and Coach Shanahan are on the same page. I mean, you gotta wonder about that. How about the Bears and their new head coach? They get their first win. They beat the Bengals. Let me see what else. How about the Buccaneers and Jets game? How could you have a personal foul penalty near the end of the game which put the Jets in field goal range? This was a game that the Buccaneers had won, and rightfully the Jets should have lost that game. And I don't know how that happened. And what about New England? Just barely squeaking a victory over Buffalo. I mean, I would have expected the Patriots to kind of win by maybe 10 points or more, but I really didn't expect an even closer game. Wow, I tell you. And I don't want to get into my Chargers. I mean, I've gotten a lot of flack already from a lot of people, already that already told me about what happened to the Chargers. Oh, I was totally irate after that game. I mean, this was deja vu all over again from the Broncos game last year. But what can I say? I mean, I really am not going to put the blame a lot on Phillip Rivers. I mean, he had a spectacular first half, but on the second half of that game, I mean, it is true. I mean, it looked like his mechanics were not there. It looked like he was just throwing the ball away or just giving up the game. But I do blame the defense on that one. I mean, the defense was just worn out. They had no answer for Houston's offense in the second half. I mean, it was just a total disaster for that game. I've already received a lot of flack from people that basically made fun of them, and I do. Yeah, I heard it all. I really heard it all. Anyways, enough about week 1. Let's get into week 2. Looking at the schedule for week number 2, I'm right here about to select my 4 key games here. And let me start with the first one. You're talking about the Jets. The Jets at the Patriots. Geno Smith, he played a very decent game. I give him a lot of credit. Kept the Jets in it throughout the entire game. But you're going up against Tom Brady here. And you know, doing this one, I mean, this is a divisional game right here in the AFC East. Many people think of upset. Don't even think about it. This is not an upset game here. I cannot go against the Patriots at home. This is the Patriots' home opener. The Jets have a lot of work to do. I mean, remember, Geno Smith is a rookie quarterback. He's got a lot of work to do, and going into Foxborough and surprising everybody, I just don't see it happening here. I think that the Patriots are too much. Will it be a blowout? I'm probably going to say no. It might be a close game, but I highly doubt it. I would say the Patriots win by maybe 13 points or something like that. I will go with the Patriots over the Jets. Key game number 2, which is probably going to be the final time we will ever see the Manning versus Manning Bowl. Peyton Manning against Eli Manning. The Broncos at the Giants. Obviously coming off a record-setting 7-touchdown pass game. Peyton Manning and the Broncos look to go 2-0. They're at the Giants. Now for the Giants, I mean many people might pick this as an upset here. No. After seeing what the Giants did against the Cowboys, I'm not going to go against Peyton Manning here. I'm going to say the Broncos beat the Giants here. I think the Giants, they have injury issues. They got problems defensively. Offensively, they're struggling, which I really shouldn't have seen in the game against the Cowboys, even though at the end they did cut it within 5 points. But knowing the Broncos here, the way they played, they just look like a very, very elite caliber team. I just can't go against Peyton Manning here. I'm going to say the Broncos beat the Giants here, and the way this is going to end for the Manning versus Manning Bowl, Peyton Manning is going to go 3-0 here. He's already beaten Eli twice, and the third time it's going to be another win for Peyton Manning. I'm going to pick the Broncos over the Giants. The Giants just have a lot of problems on both sides of the ball. I just don't see them winning here. Key game number 3, another divisional game, this time in the NFC West. The 49ers at the Seahawks. Going back earlier to this video, no question, Colin Kaepernick had a great game against the Packers. He's going into hostile territory in Seattle, and the last meeting between these two teams was Week 16 of last season. And we all know how that game turned out. The Seattle just kicked the crap out of the 49ers, but I don't see that happening here. Seattle playing against Carolina last week, they only won 12-7. To me, I would have thought Seattle would have won by more than 12 points. I would have had at least more than 12 points. I'm sorry to correct myself there. I think to me the way the 49ers played against the Packers, I'm not going to go against San Francisco again. I like the 49ers in this game. Will it be a close game? I think it will. It will be a close game. But I think the 49ers are a tad better team, and I like them more in this game than Seattle, even though Seattle isn't home. And that is a tough place to play in, especially with the false start penalties. No, not this time. Last year, they won big, but this time around in Seattle, I don't see it happening. I like the way the 49ers played the entire game against the Packers. I just see the 49ers winning this game here. I think the way Seattle played against Carolina, I would think, wow, this team's surprising me here. The Seahawks really surprised me. But no, I say the 49ers have a little bit of a tad better offense, and it's going to be a tough time for Seattle's defense if they can't stop Colin Kaepernick like they did last year. They stopped them, but I don't think they're going to stop them this coming game. I like the 49ers over the Seahawks. And key game number 4. For a key game here, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I know a lot of you are going to question me about this. There's probably a better game I could have picked here. But looking at Week 2's schedule, there really isn't a lot. And if you look at the AFC North, everybody in that division lost in Week 1. All of them are 0-1. And in this game right here for Cincinnati, after losing to the Bears last week, I think Cincinnati here has kind of a slight edge. Pittsburgh, the way they played against Tennessee last week, and you would think that Pittsburgh must probably going to try to play better in this game. No. Cincinnati is a much better team here. It is a key division game here. I mean, if I would say key game here, I mean, you probably think I probably should have picked another game. But I look at week 2 schedule, not much going on. Not much going on here in week number 2. And I would throw this in as a key game because it is a division game. And somebody's going to get a victory here. I like Cincinnati here. Cincinnati is much better. Pittsburgh's got problems offensively. I mean, Brent Roethlisberger just had a terrible game. Their starting center got hurt against the Titans. And really right now, Pittsburgh's got big-time problems on both offense and defense. I think Cincinnati wins here. I think they probably win big here for this game. I'm going to say the Bengals over the Steelers here. And that is it, folks. Those are my 4 key games for week number 2. Check out all of my picks at crazyfrankie56.blogspot.com for all of my week number 2 picks, including my upset. And speaking of upsets, I did nail my upset pick last week. The Lions beating the Vikings. So if any of you read my blog, yep, I want to know actually an upset picks. And as far as the first week, I win 10-6. And we'll see what happens in week number 2. So everybody enjoy your weekend and enjoy your football Sunday. Enjoy your NFL football Sunday. And I will see you next week for my week 3 4 key game picks. Until then, take care.